Hello, everybody, and good afternoon. Sorry for the delay. I were undecided whether or not to go live. I were umming and ahhing because I have been in a lot of pain just recently. So, Mr. P's just making a coffee, so he's around.
Oh no!
So, the ads are still playing. So, we did have one waiting, but
4 minutes and 22-second ad.
sorry about that. Nothing I can do about that, I'm afraid. So yeah, I didn't go live Monday for the same reason. Is I've been in a terrible amount of pain. I'm not too bad today. This shoulder's hurting me, but hey ho. Callum's just been for a walk, so that's the front door going. He's just coming back in. Yay, I just finished playing on mine.
We've got another 3 minutes on mine.
Might actually get somebody in. Yeah. Just so everybody knows, Callum's got all his gear for Friday night because he's got the his prom on Friday night. Sorry about this. Callum wants his phone and it's on charge. So, technical difficulties. Yeah, yeah. E.g., my hands is not working. So, there you go. So, I suppose Mr. P's still watching the advert. So what we do is, if I'm watching his vlogs or whatever, I watch the ads, and he does the same. If like I'm gone live, he watches the ads in full, so I get the AdSense, obviously, which makes sense. So yeah, Callum's got the. If you can just see his trousers, there is trousers, but everything sort of.
The other half's upstairs in my room.
Yeah. We bought everything separate instead of buying him a suit, which we thought would be expensive. So we bought everything separate: jacket, trousers, and obviously a shirt. He's undecided about this tie at the moment, but we think a tie's going to set it off. Same as Reeve said, he can always take it off. He can always take it off if he gets a bit, a bit anxious. Because when he went to the presentation thing, he said he felt a bit anxious. So, same as Reeve said, he can. Yeah. So we've only got the one watching at the moment, and that's Mr. P. So yeah. Same as I say, I weren't sure whether or not I were going to go live. I were running and ahhing. I thought, bugger it, I'll go live just to let everybody know I'm still alive. I'm still here, even though I am in a lot of pain. I mean, what you can't see is at the moment I've got a cushion here resting my arm on it because I've had that much pain in my shoulders. He's still watching it.
Yep.
Oh. So, hello to the two watching. Obviously, one's Mr. P. There's been a lot going off, really. I mean, we've got friends that are going through stuff. You know what I mean? It's and a lot of our pain, I put it down to weather anyway, because it's been very damp weather. So yeah, rain, and more rain. Coffee has pinged Mr. P. So yeah.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey.
Hey.
So it's just me and you at the moment. Wait. we'll wait and see if anybody else comes in. If not,
I can see it there.
If not, we'll just close it down and get it up as a bad job. So obviously I've posted it in the Facebook groups and everything, and we're slowly going up. We've got 3 watching.
Hey.
So yeah. Some as I say, it's about a week since I went live, and it's been one of them things. Like over the weekend, it's like nearly every joint in my body were hurting me, so I couldn't see point in sitting here and like fidgeting like crazy because I were in that much pain. So yeah. Hey, we've got Ruby. How are you? Yeah, I'm okay-ish, Ruby. Glad you enjoyed the. Did you see the latest vlog that I put up? The coffee and walnut cake. Don't know whether you've watched it yet or not. So yeah, new vlog up yesterday. Mr. P were getting his ear off with it. Well, what it were, the editing software that he uses, it come up with an update, and so we updated it, and it sort of went belly up after that. It kept crashing. I look refreshed looking. I won't go that far, Ruby. I've same as I say, that's why I haven't been live, because I've had a lot of pain. I'm putting it down to weather, because we've had a lot of rain, and I'm putting it down to dampness in air and whatever. This shoulder's been killing me, like here in joint, and Ruby says hello, Pixie.
I'll do, lass.
So yeah, it at one point it felt like giving up with it, because it'd get to a certain point and then it'd crash. So it'd start again, and it kept doing that. And at one point he said, he says, bugger it, I'll leave it. It's getting on me, getting on my nerves at the moment. I'm going to leave it and come back to it. But one thing I will say, he persevered with it, and like, I think it was about 7, something like that, he eventually got it published. And it took him like literally all day.
25 to 2 till 7 o'clock.
So, but yeah, I mean, same as I've just said, Ruby, I've like got a cushion here, so trying to keep my arm elevated so it's not so much tension on my shoulder. So but, and then on top of that, I think I've got a cold coming as well. So as they say, it never rains, it pours. So not so yeah, so Callum's already for his prom on Friday night. So Mr. P can't have any.
No alcohol on a
Yeah,
Friday night.
Can't have any beers Friday night because it starts at 7 and it don't finish till 11:30. So sort of we've got to hang about and go and pick him up at 11:30. So yeah, he's ready for the big night. Same as I say, we bought everything separate because suits are so expensive. So, you know, we bought him a black pair of trousers, we bought him a black jacket, a white shirt. We're going to sort of have a photo shoot before he goes, Ruby. That same as I said to Chris, it's something that is not going to get again. So, sort of, we're going to do like, not, you know what I mean, take some family photos with him in his suit and everything. So, but at the event, I think there's actually a professional photographer going to be there. Well, what were it we went to that we had that picture done? Were it that dinner dance? Yeah, I mean, like we went to a dinner dance and there were a photographer there, and they were more or less printing the photographs off while you were there. So, you know, there is actually a professional photographer going to be there. It's not actually got a date for the prom, but same as we said, you never know. That's all I'm saying. You never know. On the night, you might get chatting to someone. So, but he ain't actually officially. He's not actually taking a date to the prom. He's going by himself. Well, I assumed you'd do like a little vlog as well. You know, I mean, sort of Callum's of this is playing it down a little bit. So, but I mean, like, Joy and Laura visited the other day, and we got on about the prom then, and she says, well, when it were her prom, she mostly, you know, went with a group of lads. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not sort of like back in the day, you had to have a date for the prom. Well, now more people are sort of not doing that, if you know what I mean. So, it's first time he's ever had a prom. So initially, when he told us about it, he were umming and ahhing whether or not to go. So sort of we managed to talk him round, you know, and say, well, look, it's like a once in a lifetime thing. If you don't go, are you going to regret not going? At least if you go, then you can say you've done the prom thing. No, I didn't have a prom either. It was like I left school on Friday and I started work on Monday. So, you know, it's it's the in thing at the moment. A lot of people, I mean, like when they're leaving junior school to go to up to, you know, higher education or whatever, that, you know, everybody's having Ruby says it's a dance, not another thing. But you see, the problem is with Callum, Ruby, is he's not. Joy. Hey, the Simple Joys, thank you for coming in. Yeah. he's got learning difficulties and he's not very good at socializing. And he's just started in certain situations having slight panic attacks. You know, like if it's there's a lot of people there. Like he had an award ceremony, like a leaving ceremony, and there were over 300 kids there. And he says he started to have a panic attack there. And I think it's because there's big crowds. He starts panicking when there's a lot of people there. So I'm just hoping and touching wood that he'll be all right on Friday night. So yeah, But obviously, Pixie said he's going to do a vlog about it, you know, and he's going to take lots of pictures before he actually goes. So, and then probably when they get to the venue, because they're having it a posh hotel. So I says, make sure you get some pictures of him outside the hotel before you go in. You know, I've sort of been giving him orders, you know, take some pictures here and take some pictures there. And I mean, he could actually go into the venue and sort of take a few pictures inside the venue. So yeah, but it's something that you've got to sort of. It makes memories, doesn't it? You know, it makes memories. And then he's off to catering college in September. So, but it's sort of classed as catering and hospitality. So you know, it's like every aspect of the catering. Yeah. Well, what you see, what it is, simple, Joyce. I myself, in certain situations, I have panic attacks. Now, Chris has witnessed, which is just drones and cameras, which is my husband. He's witnessed me have panic attacks. Now, there were a certain time when Chris and Callum was out, and he had a panic attack, and Chris managed to talk him through it and get him through it, if you know what I mean. So, you know, it's we sort of tried to if he feels a panic attack coming on, the breathing techniques. I'm laughing at what Ruby said about write it all down. You know, I've gave him a little notepad and a pen, Ruby. You know, taking notes. Yeah, yeah. Well, you see, same as I say, um, if his dad hadn't been there when he had one, I think he'd have panicked. Now, Chris talked him through it, you know, like his breathing techniques, and I think it sort of it came into play when he was at his ceremony last week or week before, and he says he started having a panic attack, but he remembered what his dad had said to him about breathing and you know and whatever, and he managed to sort of work through it. So it's sort of filtering through to him how to you know, cope with a panic attack. Well, you see, when I first started having panic attacks, I thought I were having an heart attack. And I think Chris thought I were having a heart attack because he was saying, oh, should I phone ambulance, blah, blah, blah. And I kept saying, no, I'll be all right. Just sort of, you know, don't sort of fuss around me, blah, blah, blah. I went to the doctors and I explained everything to the doctor. And she had said to me, it sounds like a panic attack. Now, she gave me some literature about dealing with panic attacks. And I think sort of that's helped myself, and it's helped Chris cope with it as well. So it came into play when Callum started having them. You know, he talked him through it. So well, this is it. You see, and it were like, well, I mean, the way I explained it to Chris when I started, you know, I haven't had a big one for a long time, and it's like, um, you're trying to get the air in, but you can't breathe it out. You know what I mean? I tried to explain it to him. You know what it feels like to have a panic attack. and it's hard to explain to anybody what it feels like. And when he first witnessed me have a really, really bad one, kept saying, should I ring ambulance? Should I ring ambulance? Kept saying, no, just let me sit down a minute. Just let me sort of, work through it myself, if you know what I mean. So, I think he panicked, but he's used to it now, you see. So he now knows what to do, and obviously that come into play when Callum had it is a scary thing, Ruby. I mean, I can agree with that, and it scared the life out of Chris when as I say, when he witnessed me having a really, really bad one. So going back to the subject of cakes, I did upload a vlog yesterday, coffee and walnut cake with coffee cream. So if you want to take a look at the vlog, I mean, you're quite welcome to. It's a lovely recipe. It's not like your usual buttercream. It's what we call double cream in the middle of the cake and on top, but you add coffee to it, so it's like a coffee cream as well. So I mean, you're quite welcome to go and have a look at the vlog if you wish to do so. Oh, you put a link into it, have you, Mr. P?
I have.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to be a tenner.
I'll just pay you in cake.
That'll do.
And on the plus side, we all had a piece the other day, and Callum didn't like it, so it's more for Mr. P because Callum. There you go then, Ruby. I mean, if you've got all the ingredients, I mean, only thing you need is cream for the middle and cream for the top. I don't know what you call. I mean, we call it double cream. Do you call it thick cream? I don't know. I don't know what it's called in the US. I mean, we call it double cream. So yeah, I mean, what I did is I gave the walnuts a whiz in the food processor. It does say chop them, but I don't know about everybody else, but I hate getting nuts stuck in my teeth. So, oh yeah, in Australia it's thickened cream. Yeah. Or some as I say, I don't know what it's called in the US or the Australia. But here in the UK we call it thick cream. Thick cream, look at me. Double cream. So yeah, and it's sort of a different take on the coffee cake, So going back to the walnut thing, I mean, I just whizzed them in food processor. I didn't sort of process them till they were like a powder. I just finely chopped them, if you know what I mean. Because some as I say, I don't know about everybody else, but one thing I hate is getting nuts stuck in my teeth. But no, it weren't Callum's. Cup of tea. He had a bit, nah. But there again, same as I say, it's not for everyone. Oh, it's heavy cream. Oh, see, there's that many differences. You see, I've watched a lot of recipes, and some of them like in the USA, we work in grams and ounces. Well, in the US, I mean, I've seen a lot of recipes. 2.5 cups of this, or you know, I have got the measuring cup things. Sorry about that. Hey, 25.
Live is alive.
But I don't know what to say to that. We're talking walnuts here. I take it it's not is it Cheryl? I forgot. Simple Joys. You see, this is it. I have brain fog, and I forget people's names. But yeah, same as I say, that's the reason why I gave them a whiz in the old food processor, because it just says in the recipe chop the nuts. But I thought, you know, just put lol. Oh dear. Yeah, I've seen that on Facebook. He's done very well, Johnny has. He's on the keto diet, and he's lost 2 stone already. I think you've only been on it about 3 weeks, can't you, Johnny? Well, you see, the thing is as well, going back to that, we've got an exercise bike up in the spare bedroom. Now, when I had the weight loss surgery, we didn't buy it because Chris got it when he were working, but that's another story for another day. We got it to help me out, but then I had all this problem with my knee. Got doctor telling me not to, you know, to use the bike. Then you've got the physio saying to use it. So, but well, you see, yeah, it is same as I've said. I mean, like I've got a friend that she's doing the vegan diet. One, to lose a bit of weight, and 2, because she's had a lot of trouble with high blood pressure. Now, she's done the vegan diet and she's got on well with it. She's lost some weight, but she's also been back to the doctors and the blood pressure's dropped really dramatically. So, I mean, I always say what suits one person don't necessarily suit another person. So, yeah, I mean, since the vegan diet is that way you lose 20 pounds and most of your friends. You see, she tries not to eat carbs. I mean, she eats yeah, she's like she don't eat bread. She eats a lot of rice. That's the main focus of her diet. She eats a lot of rice. But I know somebody else that tried that and couldn't get on with it. You know what I mean? It's you choose a diet that suits you. I mean, it's like Johnny's on the keto diet. Now, obviously, that's suiting Johnny because he's lost 2 stone. But it's like everything else. You need your body needs to adapt to it. You know what I mean? Like my friend, she's doing the vegan thing. You've got to imagine that if you've been eating bread and you've been eating a lot of potatoes and blah blah blah, it's a big shock to your body, and obviously your body needs to get used to it. Oh, you were ill for the first 4 days. But you see, this is the thing. As same as I was saying, Chris has, since he packed up work in November, he's put a lot of weight on. So he started going on the exercise bike, and I mean, like Callum, he goes walking round the block. Now he finds walking easier, whereas Chris finds the exercise bike easier. Oh, you've had, yeah. So it was nothing to do with the diet then. But you see, it's like Callum prefers to have a brisk walk. You see, we live on an estate where it's, you know, it can walk. When we say walk round the block, I mean it's not just round the block. It's like basically round the estate, and that's what Callum does. He goes out walking, whereas Chris prefers to go. And same as he says, he started on the exercise bike, and he does a mile a day. Now it's like same as he says, slowly, slowly catch a monkey. I mean, next week it might just 2 mile. You know, it's what suits you. You know what I mean? So you know, it's you know, Johnny might prefer the exercise bike, or you know, rather than going out walking. Oh, and no tea or coffee. Well, I've got my coffee.
Tea or coffee? I didn't have any coffee for about 3 hours and I got an headache.
But you see, the thing is as well, Johnny, that you've got to remember, you've got to replace what you're drinking in tea or coffee. So make sure you drink a lot of water. Oh, right.
Oh, right.
Well, you see, same as I say, initially we got the exercise bike because I obviously had weight loss surgery, but then I had a lot of trouble with my left knee, been to physio and everything with it, and I actually need a knee replacement, but because of my weight and everything, they're not even touch it. So, but you've got doctors saying under no circumstances are to go on the exercise bike because obviously it's your knees and everything. So but then I went to the physio with me out because you see this is another thing. I know I've had my hand's terrible. Even blowing my nose the other day, it were hurting my hand. So yeah, I mean, like when I did the vlog yesterday. I've been out and bought a new plastic mixing bowl because I've got 2 glass ones, but they're that damn heavy that I can't grip them. So the plastic one that I've got, it's a bit worse for wear. So I says, oh right, I saw them in Asda when we went shopping. When we went shopping, they got a big, large mixing bowl in. So I says, well, while they've got them in, I'm going to get one because I find it a lot easier and a lot better to grip than the glass ones because they're just too heavy and they just slip out my hand. So yeah. But you see, the thing is, Simple Joys, is I've gone through that with the physio and everything. But you see, because I'm laughing at it. Well, what it is, it's like a cake stand, but it rotates. I mean, it's only like a cheap plastic thing, but the best way to do a lot of really fast swimming is to add a shark. It's called a cake turntable thing. And what it is, when I were doing the coffee cake, I got it on the plate and I were having to turn the plate round when I were decorating it. So I said to Chris, I says, well, what I could really do with is one of them turntable things. I said, that to make the job a lot easier. It's just like, you spin it round and job's a good one. So, and it was his wedding anniversary on Friday. So I asked him what he wanted, and he asked me what I wanted. And I said, well,
No 45.
He wanted a Wi-Fi Bluetooth thing for his Osmo Pocket. So, right, that was that sorted. So I said, well, what I could do really is a single hot plate, because a lot of my recipes need me to like melt butter or melt certain things. And same as I says, it don't look very professional when you're going from where you're working over to the cooker. If I've got a single hot plate, I could like actually show people me doing it. And a lot of the bakers that I've seen on YouTube use one of these single hot plates. So he bought me one of those as well. Then when we went to Asda the other day, I'd wanted some of these baking beans for ages and ages and ages, and I've never seen them anywhere. I mean, like when I bake anything blind or cook anything blind, I've been using rice. But the only problem is when it's cooled down and everything, trying to get it back into the packet. So anyway, went to Asda shopping or / Walmart, and I saw some of these baking beans. So I says, right, I'm going to get them as well. I says, I've not seen any about. It's first time I've ever seen any. I'm going to get them while I can. Well, this is it. I mean, like back in our day, I mean, there were no CDs or anything. It were records. So anyway, that's the story of that. I saw these baking beans. I saw this plastic mixing bowl, and I also saw a loose bottom tart tin, and I've been wanting one of them for ages. So I got them while I found them. Because same as I said, knowing my luck, next time we go, they'll probably not have them in. So I'm sort of getting a few more things for my baking, and obviously the turntable will save me a lot of work. I mean, it's nothing fantastic, just a cheap plastic thing, but it'll do me for what I need it for. So that's the story behind that. So what is everyone up to? It has actually stopped raining here. I mean, we've had rain for the last how long? About 3 or 4 days.
I tried all last week and this week.
Mm. What the turntable? So hopefully I've got another vlog coming up over the weekend. I don't know. I can remember doing that on one of these old cassette players. You'd press record when songs is on, and then as soon as songs finished, you switch it up, well, pause it, while ads or presenters on, and then once they resume playing the music, you press the pause button and away you go again. Oh dear. But I can remember doing that. Recording it on a cassette player, but I'm not talking about your boom boxes or anything like this. It were like, your good old fashioned, just a cassette recorder. So I mean, same as we've often said, in 80s and 90s, there were no internet, no nothing, were there? There were no computers, there were no there were no CDs, there were no DVDs or Blu-ray or whatever. It were like growing up. I thought it was the bee's knees when my mum and dad bought a colour television. You know, um, and I mean, like now you've got the remotes for this and remotes for that. I mean, back in my day, I was the remote control because my mum and dad would just say, "Well, get up and change channel over," or this, that, and the other. I mean, we often moan about, speed of internet or speed of processors in his laptops and everything. There were nothing like that in them days.
What?
Uh,
No. What she said.
but I mean, you thought you'd got it made if you had a Walkman. You know what I mean? I didn't have anything like that, but a lot of my friends had them, and I used to say, "Oh, for Christmas or for my birthday, can you buy me this or can you buy me that?" And there weren't a lot of money, back in them days, for your parents to say, "Oh, I mean, it's like Callum. I mean, he's got Xbox One, he's got uh, a tablet, he's got a laptop. You know what I mean? He's got a television in his bedroom. You know what I mean? He's got what I'd call it back in the day, a lot of luxuries what we never had. I mean, we've got the one telly in the living room, and that were it. There were no such thing as them, as I say, and you got one arse phone, and that were it. And if you didn't get to it in time, they'd have to call back later, or there weren't no answer phones or anything like that. So it were a case of you made do with what you got in them days. um you know pay 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 phones everywhere. Well, this is it. I mean, for people that didn't have arse phones, that were the ways of communication, was the payphone down the road, or I mean, as we say, that's how we got in touch. I mean, it's like here in the UK. I mean, the the red phone box was an icon, and there's not many of them about nowadays either. I mean, it's like round where we live, most of the I mean, they do have the pay phones, but it's mostly in the town centre. Hiya, Isabella. Yeah, not too bad. I'm just saying, I've had a lot of pain in my shoulder. I've got a cushion under me, so I'm keeping my arm elevated a little bit. So yeah, we're talking about the good old days, Walkmans and the um, you know, cassette players, and there weren't no DVDs or Blu-rays or things like that. And the only way of communication was the payphone down the road. I mean, there's none of that nowadays. I mean, you'd probably from where we live, you'd probably have to walk miles and miles and miles to actually find a payphone. Yeah, well, that works as well. But they're mostly like in the town centres or in the shopping malls or in in places like that. There's no I mean, I can't even think. I mean, we've lived in this area 5 years, and I can't think where the nearest payphone is. So yeah, because it's so like popular for people to have arse phones, and if they ain't got arse phones, they've got a mobile device or a cell phone, and things like that. And there's the internet, so people sort of talk on Skype or talk on Messenger or talk on WhatsApp. And yeah, well, that's it. Same as I say. I mean, when I was growing up, um, there'd more or less be a phone box on nearly every street corner. But same as I say, we could probably walk for miles and not see one single one, because near enough everybody. I mean, even my mum had got a mobile phone. Didn't know how to work it. She only used to um, receive or make calls on it. She didn't even know how to text my mum. So yeah, she didn't have one of these fancy, one that goes on internet or text, a picture phone or anything. It was just a simple mobile, because she couldn't she was that generation, she couldn't understand. And the times I've sat with her trying to explain to her how to text, done it I'd done it several times, and she still never got the gist of it. I mean, she's passed away now. Um Well, this is it, you see. It's same as I say. I mean, I can't even think where the nearest payphone is, because same as I was saying, everybody's got mobiles, everybody's got arse phones, and if they ain't got arse phones, they've got a mobile anyway. Um, but oh, you're back, are you? But we're just going on about when we were kids, pay phones, and there were no mobile phones about, and um, just saying that you never see a lot of pay phones. House, house. It's just my accent. Johnny will understand me. See, this is the problem we have, Johnny. We're living in Yorkshire. People think I said arse phone, arse,
Living in ass.
So if you want, Johnny, he'll have to translate for them. Yeah, it's just our Yorkshire. Well, I'm not actually from Yorkshire, but I'm from Nottinghamshire. But Johnny understands, and it's like it's just his accent, like uh, hey lass, I understand you. I'm glad somebody does. But yeah, I mean, we have this problem because sometimes God the good ones comes in, and I'm saying things, and he'll say, for them that don't understand, it's such and such, or he's saying so, you know. um, no, it's just my accent, simple joys. I'm sure, like in Australia, you've got like the different accents for the different areas where people live. I mean, it's like me. To me, all Australians sound the same, but I'm sure if you are an Australian, um, you can tell the different accents from the different areas, and it's only the same here in the UK. But I'm not one of these. I don't. I don't put any airs and graces on, and I don't sort of try to be something I'm not. I am who I am, and you know. But I mean, it's an accent thing. It's from same as I say. I mean, even like Scotland, a part of the UK. But can I understand when Scottish people are talking? No. So I mean, you're not on your own, not understanding what I'm saying, but house phone makes much more sense. I mean, I could talk, well, sort of semi posh if you wanted me to. But anybody that knows me, this what you see is what you get. I don't put no airs and graces on, and um, I'm sorry that a lot of people can't understand what I'm saying, but I mean, even though our accent is similar to Yorkshire accent, I actually come from Nottinghamshire, which is not all that far removed from the Yorkshire accent. But you see, hey, karate. But I mean, it's like people laugh at us when we go to Asda because I'll say, "Oh, don't forget we need cobs," and he'll say, "Don't you mean bread cakes?" And we do it every single time we go shopping. Because I call them cobs, he calls them bread cakes. You know what I mean? And I keep saying, "No, they're cobs," and he'll say, "No, they're not. The bread cakes."
Cricket.
Oh, it says but you see, this is it. You see, it, it all depends where you come from. Same as I say, I love the Australian accent, but it's like what I'm trying to say is all Australians sound the same to me. Um, uh, but obviously, living in Australia, you might be able to tell the difference in the regions that they come from. That is my go-to word for English accent. Lovely. But you see, I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and I've got a recipe, and it's oh, that were it, spiced honey cake something. And I says to her, I says, yeah, after you was runny honey. So she says to me, say that again. So I went, what? She says, runny honey. run it, honey. And she says, I love the way you say that. Now, why? I don't know. I mean, to me, it were, what? Run it, honey? Run it, honey? You know what I mean? And I sort of comfort life on my thing or wonder why she kept wanting me to say it. And she says, I love to hear you say that. So, but the person I was talking to were Irish, you see. So they've got a lot of, you know, a lot of sayings that I can't understand either. But she kept wanting me to say run it, honey. One reason or other. I don't know why. So, so yeah. But as I say, I mean, there's like, it's like everywhere you go in the UK. I mean, there's like in London, they've got the Cockney and they've got Cockney rhyming slang. I mean, it's like everywhere you go.
That's lovely.
But you know, I suppose it's same all around. You know, the USA, Australia. You've got slang words for different things. I mean, like it's like what do they call in Cockney? Up the apple and pears, and it means you're going upstairs. I'm trying to think of some others.
I fancy a ruby.
Oh yeah, a Ruby Murray. Is a curry. You know, but it's you sort of you've got to decipher or translate. You know, I mean, it's like in EastEnders, a UK so it's set in the East End of London, and one of the characters will just say something about your boat, and and I'm thinking, what's he on about? You know what I mean? Sort of, I know a few of the Cockney rhyming slang, but it's you're thinking now, what does that translate into? You know what I mean? No, it's fine. I mean, it's um, you know, same as I say, you can make fun of me all you like because I am who I am, and that's the way I talk, and you know what I mean. No, I don't. I don't. Um, yeah, a bit of early Australia slang used, but you see, same as I say, sometimes I have to think about it. Um, there's some things I know. I mean, sometimes people will say, "Well, I'm off. What were it? Off up the Wooden Hill to Bedfordshire." And when I first heard that, and I had to think about it for a minute. Wooden Hill means stairs, and Bedfordshire's bed. Hi, Peter. How are you? I'm glad you enjoyed me baking vlog. Just talking about Cockney slang and rhyming slang and the way we talk and different accents. But I mean, it's like I've got a friend, and she only like lives 2 hours away. But the way she talks, when she's talking about babies or children, she calls them bairns. Now, I'm thinking, when I first heard her say it, and I'm thinking, bairns? What the heck's she talking about?
That is.
So it's sort of getting used to different China plate. I know that one. I know that one. But yeah, it's like a lot of it. You have to decipher it, if you know what I mean. You're not, you know what I mean. I don't know a lot of Cockney rhyming slang, but I've heard people say it that often. You sort of get to know certain things mean that if you understand what I'm saying. And it's like what was that program, Marvida's Ain Pet? I mean, where were they from?
Newcastle.
Ah, that's it. You know, like a lot of time you can't even understand what they're saying because they like talk fast, but they've also got that like Newcastle accent. So what I'm trying to say is, it don't matter where you live. Like here in the UK, there's that many different accents. Can't always understand what people are saying. But if sort of I'm talking to somebody, either on telephone or something like that, and I don't understand what they say, I'll say, I'm sorry, but you know, can you explain that to me, or can you say that again? You know what I mean? I'm not one that'll just say yeah and not sit there nodding. If there's something I don't understand or don't understand what you're saying, then I ask them to explain it. But yeah, I mean, it's like one of our friends, Beauty on the Budget, Bella. Um, she she's she's like a proper Cockney. She um she don't live in London now, but she lives well about an hour away from us. But um, you know, it's the different regional accents. Uh you see that? Billy Munt.
Dead horse sauce, bread and honey, money, Billy Munt. Well, yeah. Oh,
But I mean, if we didn't all speak in different dialects or different accents, I mean, it wouldn't it wouldn't be the same, because it makes the world an interesting place. If you understand what I'm saying, um it makes you world wise, if you know what I mean. Like, learning different things about different languages. I mean, um and I don't know about anybody else, but like different cultures, I love like watching documentaries about. I mean, uh, like different cultures and um, what people do in different countries, and that's one thing that interests me is the different cultures, the way that you know um, they live differently to us. I mean, it's like in Spain they've got the Three Kings thing. I mean, I don't know when it is, but I've heard about it. They celebrate Three Kings something or other, and you know there's different in different countries. They celebrate different things.
Okay.
I've still got this one, baby. Yeah.
You're not watching another one.
So yeah, you know, I mean, this one thing that interests me is the different dialects, the different cultures, and everything. So yeah, you know, I mean, but that's just me. I mean, people might find, as I say, our dialect and whatever interesting, you know. But that's it, you know. We all live in different parts of the world. We've got our own way of saying things. We've got our own sort of, you know, as I say, way of going about things. So we've gone down to 3. I'm not going to go on for very long. Same as I say, I just wanted to let everybody know I'm not too bad. I'm still around. I've, you know, I'm still going. Only just, only just. Same as I say, I keep trying to keep momentum going by putting the baking vlogs up, and you know, if I can't go live, I appreciate you coming, Peter. Same as I say, if I can't go live, I like to put a vlog out there. You know, when I do the baking vlogs, I don't do something that's like too posh or complicated or anything. I like to think that when I do my baking vlogs, people can say, I mean, you'll be surprised at how many people have said, "Oh, I'm going to make that. You know, it looks easy enough to make. I'm going to have a go at that." And to me, that's uh, that's all I asked for. You know, people message me and say, "Well, I've had a go at that. It turned out brilliantly," or you know, I like what I see, and I'm going to have a go at making that. So you know, that's you know, I've done my job correctly if I get messages or comments saying, you know, I'm going to have a go at making that, because that's what I do it for. So that's that. So guys, I've been on just over an hour. What I'll do is I'm going to finish the live stream. I'll see how I feel on Friday. I'll see if I'm up to it. So hopefully, touching wood, I'll see everyone again on Friday. If not, there'll be a vlog up at the weekend. So I want to thank everybody for coming in. Thank everybody for the laughs, and I appreciate everybody that's been in today. So
see you later, alligators.
Yeah. Thank you for coming in, everybody, and much love to everybody. Bye.